In this video, I want to talk about what makes answering this question of who am I so challenging, so difficult, right? It's a really, really abstract question. How can we ever put words to describe the awesomeness of who you are, the potentiality of who you are, the unique radiance of who you are? You are so rad in so many ways that is so different than anyone else. How could we ever use words to describe that? We'll do our best, right? But really to capture the awesomeness of who you are, the unique radiance, the light of who you are, it's beyond words that us humans even have. But we'll try our best, right? But that's what makes it difficult to answer that question. The second thing is our brains, right? Our brains are designed to keep us safe and alive. We have a sort of a divided mind between our conscious mind and our unconscious mind. So sometimes things just go on autopilot. When you think about breathing right now, right? Are you thinking consciously about breathing? Probably not. Your autonomic nervous system is doing it for you. That part of your mind is on autopilot, automatically allowing you to breathe, telling your body to breathe. Well, that's a great thing, and it's sometimes not such a good thing because what our brains do is prioritize certain things. And so big questions like who am I, we don't necessarily think about a lot. Our brain kind of goes to sleep. It goes on autopilot. Did you know that we have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day? And 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts that we had the day before, right? And out of those thoughts come our behaviors and our actions. And so largely like 95% of what we choose to do each day is the same stuff we did the day before. And that's all because our mind just simply goes to sleep. It goes on autopilot. We just allow the unconscious mind to take over. And so these big, big questions of who am I don't get thought about much. And so I'd encourage you on this particular challenge, your conscious mind versus your unconscious mind, to bring this question up more. Who am I? Talk with friends about it. Who am I? Who are you? Let's think about this, brainstorm this, try as best we can to understand what it feels like to be the awesome, unique radiance of who you are in this world. The third thing that makes this very challenging is all of the voices of this world that are competing to tell you who you are. We are overwhelmed by a flood of information calling for our attention, our focus. The average attention span for us now is about 8.5 seconds. That's about it, right? I probably have already lost your attention. It just goes so fast because we're bombarded by so much information that questions like who am I don't get brought up, aren't thought about as much. Social media is constantly getting you to think about yourself in comparison to others, right? It's a really, really dangerous trap if we're not careful, if we don't consciously engage all of the information that's coming at us. We can become asleep to answering this question of who am I. And the key is, right, is to pay attention to that still small voice within you that's saying, hey, this is truly who you are, right? Cutting through all of the noise out there that says, be this, be that. If you were this way, then you'd be good and successful. If you were this, then you'd be liked and loved. There's so much coming at us. And we can simply fall victim to just living according to what everyone else is telling us to be. There's a great quote that says, be you, everyone else is taken. And I would encourage you to really go on the journey and the adventure of discovering who you truly are. And really cutting through the noise of what our culture and our society says to be. It's all over. There's just so many voices trying to tell you who to be. And so I encourage you, like, find people. Find good friends who are going to be honest and listen to you and help you. Find family members. Find trusted guides who will walk with you. And not trying to push you in to be something, but to really help you understand who you truly are. So what are some of those sources of these voices in your life? Is it social media, right? Is it friends? Is it like cultural things? Whatever it is, really spend the time thinking about where are all these voices coming from? So I can get clear on that still small voice that says you're uniquely rad because of this, or this is who you are. And then the fourth thing is doing versus being. Our society focuses identity on doing rather than being. Have you ever been to a party or met someone and they ask you, well, what do you do? Right? I've never been asked the question, well, who are you? Tell me, who are you becoming? Those are different questions than what do you do? Right? It's okay to ask that question because it's a way that we humans quickly judge and label and understand how we fit in relation to other people. It's an easy question. Not a bad question, it's an easy one. But in our society, we spend a lot of time on the doing. Who are you, right? What are you doing? Versus who are you becoming? Who are you? And what this can do is this can lead to a lack of clarity or confidence, courage, connection to truly who we are as we encounter the world. And so the thing here would be to try to spend more time on the becoming. Who am I becoming? Who am I? Versus the doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? Now, we have to do a lot in this world. There's no way around the doing part. We have to show up and do. However, when we move from a place of becoming, when I know who I am, when I know who I'm being called to be in this world, it'll shift the way I do things and the things I choose to do. So hopefully that's helpful. That's the challenge, right? Those are some of the major challenges. It's a really difficult question to answer, very abstract, right? Our unconscious versus our conscious mind kind of distracts us from answering the question. There's so many voices coming at us, right? And our society loves doing rather than being. And we're trying to answer this question from a being place rather than a doing place. Hopefully that's helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.